Alright, so welcome back everybody. I'm Joseph Gumbert. I've scored a 1590 on the SAT, including an 800 math score multiple times. And I'm going to show you how to kind of tackle these really difficult constants questions or these just very unconventional questions that we might find ourselves in on the second module of math on the official test. Um, this one was emailed to me as a special request. I had to change some numbers and some language just to make sure that it wasn't from a leaked test or anything like that. But we'll go ahead and I'm going to show you a pure math way of solving this. And then towards the end, I'll also show you a Desmos shortcut that we could potentially use as well. And that being said, though, if I were personally solving it, I probably would have taken the pure math way, especially because on these types of questions, we might only have, 1 or 2 minutes to work on them. And it's not the most straightforward Desmos way of doing things, and you'll kind of see how that works a little bit later. So it says in the equation above x, y, and z are positive, which expression is equivalent to y? So we want to rearrange all this to y equals, right? And in general, we should have an instinct of getting rid of fractions. Fractions are very difficult to deal with. We don't really want to deal with them. At best, we're just going to deal with them at the end. And so in an effort to get rid of the fractions, I'm going to go ahead and move all the fractions on one side so I can potentially combine them. So I'm going to subtract x, y, z on both sides, and I'm going to subtract 1 over 8 8yz on both sides as well. So I'm going to get 1 over 7xy minus 1 over 8yz, and then that's going to equal negative xyz then. So from here, now that I have these two fractions, I can go ahead and combine them. Just as a quick refresher on how to combine fractions, if I had like 1/2 plus 1/3, I would multiply the 1/2 by 3 over 3, which is the same as multiplying by 1, which is why we're allowed to do this. And then the 1/3 I would multiply by 2 over 2, which again is the same as multiplying by 1, which is why we're allowed to do this. And this would just become 3/6 plus 2/6 is equal to 5/6. And this is just a simple example to illustrate, but now I'm going to show you on this more complicated example how that could work. So on this particular fraction, I would go ahead and multiply this by 8z over 8z. And this is in an effort to get the same denominator again. And then on this one, I would then go ahead and multiply this one by 7x over 7x. Right. So this fraction then becomes 8z over 56xyz. And then I'm going to subtract that by 7x over 56xyz. And so now that I have the same fraction, I can go ahead and just combine this fraction. And so this is just going to be 8z minus 7x all over 56 times xyz. And then that, if we remember from this part, is equal to negative xyz. Now from here, I want to go ahead and try to get all the y values on one side. And so in an effort to do that, I'm going to multiply both sides by xyz, just so that I can get all the y terms on both sides. So by multiplying both sides by xyz, I'm going to get 8z minus 7x all over 56 is equal to negative xyz squared then. So we have that. And then this negative xyz squared, this is the same as basically negative times x times y times z, right? And so I'm just looking for the y's basically. And so I can just kind of divide both sides, but this is going to be x squared, this is going to be z squared, right? So I can just divide both sides by x squared and z squared. So I'm going to get 8z minus 7x all over 56 times x squared times z squared. And then that is going to equal for me negative still times y squared then. And then from here, I want to go ahead and get rid of the negative as well. So I'm going to rearrange. So when I multiply both sides by -1, basically the top is going to switch around. So I'm going to get like negative 8x and then plus 7x basically. And so we'll just go ahead and rewrite that out. So that's going to be 7x minus 8z all over 56x squared z squared. So this is now going to equal y squared. And so, even before now, I probably could have looked at the different answer choices that I had. And definitely I can see already that if I square rooted both sides, I would end up with answer choice B. And so B is going to end up being the correct answer here. Now, in terms of a Desmos shortcut, it is possible to do this entirely through Desmos. And I would basically do that by typing in this value first here. So we see how when we typed in this equation into Desmos, we get this blue line. And we don't get it right away though, because Desmos doesn't know what z is. And so in my other videos, you might have seen me talk about the make less abstract strategy where we just kind of plug in a number for one of the unknowns. So I just went ahead and plugged in a number for z. I just typed in z is equal to 2, and it gives me this graph here. And so I want to go ahead and try to see if I can find an equivalent one. So if I test out answer choice A here, I now get that black line, and you can see it's not really equivalent. If I test out answer choice B, this purple line, you can see how it made it equivalent for just that first part. And so that looks like it might actually work. We'll come back to that in just a second. If I try out answer choice C here, I can see that that's definitely not equivalent. And then testing out answer choice D, that's also definitely not equivalent. And so the only one that was anywhere close was answer choice B. And the reason it was only equivalent for that first part is because here in the question it says in the equation above x, y, and z are positive. So this is covering only the positive values. And so yeah, that looks great. And then so we still get B as the correct answer. Now, if you like this content, if you want to see more hard questions that are similar to those that you might see on Module 2 Math on the Official Tests, I recommend the 750 to 800 level Advanced SAT Math playlist that should be linked over on the left. If this was too advanced, I do have lower level stuff on my channel as well. Feel free to go to my playlists and maybe take a look at the 700, 750 level or the 650, 700 level, whatever it might be. But be sure to like and subscribe and get notifications for any future videos if you want to better prepare for the SAT. And we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.